The school experiences of minorities in the United States continue to be separate and unequal, and many people fail to realize the different learning opportunities certain students tend to receive based on their social status. Schools that have mostly POCs tend to receive fewer resources than schools with mostly white students. SAT scores showed continued patterns in which white and Asian students, on average, receive higher scores than Black and Latino students do. Tutoring for these tests for college can sometimes cost thousands of dollars and is sometimes only accessible to the higher middle class. The consequences of these inequalities in access to knowledge and resources causes these students to face a huge barrier to educational opportunity and prevents them from attaining the skills needed in a knowledge work economy. The socioeconomic status of families can have a profound impact on educational inequality. Socioeconomic status, or SES, is basically a person's social standing, the combination of their education, income, and profession. Oftentimes, it is the minority students who have a lower socioeconomic status and are being let down by the school system. If you look at two schools in the same area, one with primarily white students and the other with primarily low-income minority students, the primarily white school will have more resources, better teachers, small class sizes, and higher expectations for their students. Children's non-cognitive, behavioral, reading, math, and social skills can also be impacted early on by their SES. At first thought, geographical location isn't something you'd think of when considering issues in schooling. However, location has been a determining factor of a person's education for a very long time. A major problem that has affected schooling for generations is gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is the abnormal alteration of a political or school district to benefit a certain class or group. Often when we hear about gerrymandering, we think of a political district being changed to allow a certain voting population to dominate it. This can also be applied to when a district is changed to allow a certain type or group of students to reside within it. Students that come from families with more wealth can focus on school and get higher education instead of worrying about their finances. Most African Americans and Black people come from low-income families. This puts the kid at a disadvantage because they will be more likely to focus on their jobs than their grades. Wealth disparities date as far back as World War II, in which returning African American veterans were not afforded the same opportunities as white veterans. This constant discrimination from the past still continues to affect African American households to this day. The future of every society is in the hands of our youth, making it important for them to gain the proper knowledge and abilities they can carry with them for the rest of their lives. We must try to fix the inequalities in our education system by informing and petitioning local, state, and national governments about these issues to gain more policies and regulations. Through this project, we learned more about this pressing issue that affects our society. Please sign our petition to start bringing about change.